Hi, this is Michael P. Coleman, Content Director for Brother Be Well. Thanking you for checking out this series, this trauma and healing series brought to you by Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Initiative. Hi, I'm Michael P. Coleman, Content Director and Lead Writer for Brother Be Well. Today, we're talking with Justin Martinez. He's a youth advocate, and he's a Brother Be Well content contributor. He's also somebody that has a really inspirational story of trauma, resilience, and recovery. My man, Justin Martinez, how you doing today?
What's up, Mike? How's it going?
Really good. Good to see you again, Justin.
Thank you.
Want to get into a conversation with you about empowering others. I met you about, 2 months ago now. It hasn't been that long. I feel like I've known you for quite some time, by the way,
Yep.
but it's just been a couple of months. And one of the first things you said to a group, you said your vulnerability is your superpower.
Mm-hmm.
That both resonated with me and intrigued me a little bit because my vision of a superpower, I got a Superman fixation. So my vision of a superpower doesn't necessarily involve vulnerability, or I didn't think of it that way right away. And
Right.
as you explained that, you brought me around and I got what you were getting at. So I wanted you to have an opportunity to share with Brother Be Well viewers, talk about your vulnerability being a superpower.
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout my college journey, I've had several times opportunities to share my story and to share my experience with the foster care system and just being resilient and going to college. So my vulnerability of expressing these truths about trauma, about healing and resiliency, recovery, all of this stuff has been a benefit to me and to the ones around me, more importantly, because I am a man and we're not taught to be vulnerable. That's not the first thing that we do. We're taught to be tough, to be a superhero, to do it all, to be strong. And we forget about the other side of ourselves, and that is our vulnerability. And when you can expose that, when you can dive into the wounds that we have, then we can heal from them, and then we become stronger. So it actually goes hand in hand with me in my life that I love being vulnerable. I love sharing my experience because I love helping those around me. If I could do it to one person, then I've done diligence for the day, and I think all of us can learn from that because you have to become whole. You have to become a complete man or a person through your vulnerability. You can't neglect your vulnerability because all of us are vulnerable.
Where'd you learn that, if I could ask you that? Where'd you pick that up? Because some people live their whole lives and they don't quite figure that out yet.
I can't really pinpoint it to one particular thing, but I would say it's the feedback that I got from people when I shared my story.
Wow.
When I hear these young men come up to me and say, you know what, that really helped me, that really inspired me, and I myself identify with X, Y, and Z that you touched on or that you talked about. And, when I'm like, when I grow up, I want to be like you. And just hearing those types of things made me realize that I don't have to be tough.
Wow.
I don't have to be strong all the time. I could express myself. I could be vulnerable. I could share my pain. I could share my hurt. Because that's a part of the process. That's a part of being strong. Like I said, your vulnerability is your superpower, and we can all be Superman through that way.
You can be a part of my Justice League anytime you want to, Jay.
Appreciate that.
Without a doubt. It's clear to me that you've chosen to lead by example. And I think a lot of times people who aspire to be leaders never quite figure out that the best way to do that is to lead by example. You decided, and you wrote in a piece for Brother Be Well,
Mm-hmm.
that you chose to be the person that you could admire. I'm reminded of Gandhi's quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world," came to mind when I read that. But I had never heard self-esteem described quite that way before. Be someone that you admire. My question for you as we wrap this chat up is, have you achieved that? Do you admire yourself?
Definitely, I think it's an endless acquiring to be a man that I admire. I'll never be a man that I admire enough. You know, it'll always be changing and growing, which is a beautiful thing. But one of my sources of motivation is my motivational speaker that I listen to, Wes Watson, and he always says, "Acquire what you admire." Acquire what you admire, and it really just sticks with me. And I always try to find, role models and leaders, through men in my life that I look up to, or that I like the characteristics and behaviors that they adopt, and I just try to acquire those things. I try to become that a little bit more of a person that I want to be like, or someone that I look up to, because that's how I feed myself. That's how I learn how to become my best friend and not my worst enemy. Those are just things that I want to do, because we're always learning from each other. And I don't have all the answers. And I'm growing into a man myself without any guidance or any father in front of me that's leading the way. So I have to pull from these external resources. I got to be resourceful. I got to learn. I got to grow. And I'm always acquiring what I admire.
Well, it is a journey, Justin, and I will say to you, I admire you, dude. The courage and the resilience that you've displayed just has been really inspirational to me. So thanks for the friendship, man, and thanks for being willing to share your story with Brother Be Well.
So pleased, Michael. Thank you for giving me the space again.
It's been fun. Been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed this series as well, and I hope you got a little something out of it. If you're more curious about Brother Be Well and you want to know more about the work that we're doing, go to the website mentalhealthca.org. You can check out updates on Brother Be Well. You can subscribe to the magazine and just stay connected and stay on top of everything that we're doing. So until next time, again, Justin Martinez, thank you a lot, my friend.
Appreciate you.
And my name is Michael P. Coleman, Content Director for Brother Be Well, encouraging you until I see you next time to take good care of yourself and somebody else. Bye-bye.